off the season 2-0. A couple of questions that we had for the Chicago Sky going into the season. How do they score with Kalia Copper on the bench? Got answered today. The Sky dig in, have a good defensive performance that pushed them to this win over the Phoenix Mercury. We're going to talk about it all and more, break it all down.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
All right, Sky fans. Hey, welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central. I'm the host here, Haize. This was a fun game to watch, and a fun game on a Sunday, nonetheless. With that one, Kalia Copper leading the way in scoring, but this was a game in which the Sky had to overcome foul trouble. 23 personal fouls by the Chicago Sky in this game. Elizabeth Williams, Kalia Copper, both with 5. We also have Rebecca Gardner with 4. She got 3 early ones, so she didn't necessarily have the impact that we're used to seeing from her off the bench in this game. All 5 starters scoring double digits as well. But this game, much like the last game, the defense of the Chicago Sky is what separated this game out. Dana Evans hitting a big shot, stepping in, starting for Marina Mabry in this game. She goes 5 of 13 from the field overall. Kalia Copper only 4 from 13, but with 15 points. She went to the free throw line 6 times, hit 5 of those. The Chicago Sky in this game out-rebounded the Phoenix Mercury by 10, 39-29. They had 19 assists on 28 made baskets. So a solid ratio there. 4 steals, 5 blocks, 11 turnovers from the Chicago Sky, but they win the turnover battle because the Phoenix Mercury had 19 turnovers in this game. This was a fun game to watch. Elizabeth Williams, she just continues to show why she's going to be so important to the Chicago Sky defense overall, especially with Isabel Harrison out for an extended amount of time. The way that Elizabeth Harrison is able to rebound the ball, patrol that middle defensively is huge for the Chicago Sky, especially there were some times the Chicago Sky got beat off some pick and rolls in this game. And with that, Elizabeth Williams really patrolling that middle, playing really good. Morgan Birch going from a training camp invite to a starter to scoring 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block in this game, going 4-6 from the field. Morgan Birch is absolutely showing that she deserves probably not only just to be on the Chicago Sky roster, but to be here for a long, long time. I love the way Morgan Birch has stepped up in this one. Elena Smith has as well been playing pretty solidly off the bench. We didn't have nearly the bench contribution that we had in the last game. Mainly Dana Evans being pushed into that starting lineup. Rebecca Gardner being in foul trouble early. Robin Parks, 8 minutes in this game. She didn't hit any shots. Took some good ones. They didn't go in, but she also had 1 block, 2 turnovers in this game as well from Robin Parks. But listen, they were able to overcome Brittany Griner coming in 27 points from Brittany Griner alone. She goes 9 of 13, 10 rebounds, 27 points, 4 blocks in this game, 1 steal, 1 assist from Brittany Griner, filling up that stat sheet, playing amazingly did Brittany Griner in this game. Steve-O's in the building. What's going on, Steve-O, man? What are your overall thoughts on this game, fam?
Hey, we stuck in it. We stayed in it. We was I say number one thing I was just kept on saying I was watching down the stretch was discipline. I'm like, I hope they can stay disciplined. I hope they can get their defensive discipline up because it was looking a little shaky. And I was looking for one of our players to step up, and Courtney Williams was one of them. So that was really one of the things I was really waiting for. I was just waiting to see if we could be patient, if we could stick with it, and see if I really wanted to see if like we look like a veteran team, even though it's new. We look like a very veteran team out there.
Yeah, I mean, we executed well down the stretch, and it didn't seem like they panicked. Even though the Mercury got that game as low, I think the lead to 2 in that fourth quarter, they were still able. They still executed. They didn't panic. Courtney Williams took 1 rush shot, but again, I don't blame her for that one. It was still within the flow of the offense. I wish they would have ran another set in that one. But overall, they didn't panic in the fourth, even though they gave up a big lead. And again, in this game, the Chicago Sky win every quarter but the fourth quarter, playing excellently. They tied the first as well. But just the execution of this team. And I will say this, and I got to give James Wade this credit. This team is ready. and they trust themselves, they trust the game plan, and they're executing the game plan well, and they're giving enough on the defensive side that even when they have some issues offensively, that defense is able to carry them back in games. What you think, Steve-O?
Yeah, and it's another credit to his depth at guard play because like I said, we missing Marina Mayberry today, and I was a little bit worried about that. Not too much, but I was just like, okay, Dana's gonna be have a lot of like kicks at the position, and she did well. She was a little sketchy at the beginning, but that's that seems like that's becoming some her thing. She it takes a
Slow
while as
start.
the
Yeah.
yeah slow shot. It takes a while for the ball, and as she got more comfortable. She kind of got a little mad. She got a tech, and it kind of
I like
and
to
she
see the
kind of
heart, though. I
and
like
she
to see it.
and she fed off of it, fed off it. But like you said, yeah, they seem very ready. Like you said, they didn't. I didn't see no panic in their face. Yes, it was a couple rush shots. Yeah, but you expect that from here and there. Yeah, like real credit. It takes a lot because especially being a coach and a GM, like it's a lot to say that you built the team right and you know how to coach it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I said coming into the season is that he built the team that he wanted to see, gave up those draft picks, and he has to come up with a scheme that utilizes everyone the best. And we're seeing that so far in 2 games.
Mhm.
Dana Evans, this one as well. Like, I love how her confidence, you can tell her confidence built as the game went on. And then when she started taking players off the dribble and getting to the lane, it was beautiful basketball. It opened up so
Facts.
much for everyone else. And that's how the Chicago Sky need to continue to play basketball. Is they need to continue to execute, play as a team. That balanced scoring effort. Every starter scoring in double digits in this game is important as well. Rebecca Gardner, having her issues with foul trouble. But one of the things that I said at the start of this show when I opened is that we got an answer to one of the questions I have for this team. And that's how the team was going to be able to score and function when Kalia Copper is on the bench. Now, she was in foul trouble, didn't play
Hmm.
any of the third quarter. How do you feel about the way that the team executed on both sides of the ball with Ka being out of that game?
Like of course, when it first came in, it was a little confusion. It was a little not as much of a cohesive unit, and but like I say, the thing they found a lot of ways to score. It was it actions, whether it was screens, even finding people open, um, on that elbow three. So it was just like I was pretty shocked. I will say it. I was pretty shocked to see how well they were and how quick it was to find the way they was gonna do it. And it was so many facets of way they attacked on the offensive level. So yeah, even in Rebecca's a little bit of trial and error going into today, she was in foul trouble, but they still got it together. So and bro, shout out to Elizabeth Simmons, bro. She's showing me a lot on both sides of the ball for real.
Elizabeth Williams?
I
Yeah.
mean, what I say?
You said Simmons, but it's cool.
Boy,
No
I gave
worries.
her my last name.
You trying to tell us something there,
No,
Steve? But
absolutely not.
what I'll say is that, yeah, with the way she plays on both, I came into the season expecting her to be a defensive monster, but she's given enough offensively, be it in foul trouble as well. Let's not overlook her.
Yes,
She has 5 fouls in this game as well, but still was able to play great defense. And the thing that I said in the first game that came true in this game as well, like the way that she just changes shots and puts her body on people when they come to the lane without getting in foul trouble, it's like I really wish we got to see her and Isabel Harrison in that front court together, because that would have been just a physical
yes,
blocking, altering shot, rebounding front court. But with that being said, Elizabeth Williams has just been a revelation as the starting center for this team, and Morgan Birch as well. Like,
bro. I was just about to
overlook.
go in her next, bro.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What are your thoughts on Morgan?
It was just, bro. She's the definition. Her and Alana, is it Alana Smith?
Elena Smith.
Elena Smith. Her, bro. They are when the ball is there, she's there every single time. She has a great feel for the game. It's crazy. She know. And it's almost she know how to get rebounds. Like she know how to read rebounds. I actually was watching her. She know how to read long rebounds. She just super active. She's always around the ball. She like I said, she has a solid 15-footer, which we need. And, bro, she just everything. What we lost, she's becoming everything we want. But oh my God, come on, Brandon L. Jet, come down.
And I'll say this too, Morgan Birch, like she stepped into that Ema Misa Monroe,
Hmm.
and they're very different players. I think Morgan Birch is probably a more consistent pick and roll threat than what Mason was on this team. And we know she has that ability. We
Oh,
didn't
for
really use her
sure.
a lot in that, but the way that she operates in space, Morgan Birch comes off those screens and it's like it's you literally she moves with intent, and that's important,
Mm-hmm.
right? She it's not a wasted step that she takes at any point in the game. Everything she does is intentional. And when you look at this impact that she had in this game, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 10 points, 6
10 point.
rebounds, 2
Yeah.
assists, and 1 block in this game. And when you're looking at a player that is probably the fourth option on the offense, like that's great that she's able to play in that role and really just step up when needed. And I tell you what, every time she has the ball in her hands, I'm not worried about it. Like she
Yeah.
makes the right decision. She'll pass it away really quickly. And then on the defensive side of the ball as well, not like she's great on ball defense, but she's always in the
Team.
proper position. Great team defender in that
Great
game as
team
well.
defense. She got like when it comes to like Vooch, she's a great team defender. She communicates. That's one thing I noticed about her and Elizabeth. They was both communicating on, and they had to, especially with BG. The BG was being BG today. So
Yeah.
yeah. So but I'll also I saw the IQ in both of them today on the defensive side because like towards the end of the game, they was bro. I'm denying her. She not getting this ball, this block, like for real. Like,
Yeah.
and that was one of like games sealing stops was Elizabeth with that. She denied the ball, got a steal right to Courtney Williams. So, hey, I love to see it. Like, I would be lying to say I'm not. I'm pretty shocked the way we coming out the way we are. I mean,
Yeah.
the talent is always there, but how fast it's coming together is the shocking part.
Exactly. It's not that I was down on this team's overall talent. I like the roster that James Wade built on the fly. It's just when
Mhm.
you have a team that the only returning starter is Kalia Copper. When you change that much of your starting lineup, you expect it to take a little bit of time to really acclimate and everybody find their rhythm. And I tell you what, if this is how this team is playing right now, and they still that you can't put a ceiling on them right now because they are going to execute a little bit better. They are going to come together a little bit better as the season goes on. And when that does happen, and they finally hit that stride of the communication and the chemistry, as well as the natural skill that comes together like this. I'm telling you, people were completely down on the Sky. Do not be surprised with the Sky finish anywhere between fifth and sixth in the WNBA going this season, bro.
Hey, don't be surprised at all. But I got a question for you. It's almost
Mhm.
a WNBA type, but it still goes with us. Um, I'm starting to know, even though it's early in the season and all, but I'm starting to notice that when the players ask for each other on each other team, especially in WNBA, it works.
Yeah,
It
that's
really
a great
works.
point. That's a
And
great point.
like I'm even looking at with Stewie going to New York. She was like, I made the right decision. I feel
Yep.
like I made the right decision, and they doing what they got to do, and it's just and it goes into the fact where people make that argument that when it comes to the knowledge of the game, the women have some of the highest IQ they has out there, and it shows because like the main thing I was looking at with Kalia Copper, I was like, bro, she literally asked for Courtney Williams, and we was like, I was like, man, and when it first came out, when she said, I was like, man, they both some bulls. They both kind of occupy some of the same area. I don't know how that's gonna work. And the fact that it's working that fast, Courtney always has an understanding who teams it is, her role in the team and everything. She automatically knew what it was. So it gives owners and GMs a lot of trust in these players when they say, hey, I want this player, and it shows.
Yeah, and I think when we had the introductory press conference this season, when they started introducing the new signings, James Wade talked about like he already had a vision of how everybody was going to fit together and play off Ka. And I think that and even Courtney Williams, Isabel Harrison, and they all talked about how they fit next to Ka, and so they already had their mindset on that. And then I think when
Mm-hmm.
you also look at the experience that they brought together, right?
Yep.
Courtney Williams talked about playing with Isabel Harrison before and playing with
Mm-hmm.
Kalia Copper before overseas and stuff like that. So they built this team, but most of the big pieces on this team had either played together or played under James Wade in a different scenario before, so was really able to go after and maximize their skills. And so right now, everything is coming together. Everything is coming together extremely well.
In two
And
games, bro.
two
That's
games, two
crazy.
games, exactly. We're 2-0 to start the season. We have I think our home opener is the next game
Next
up.
week, yep. This
So
next game.
we'll see what that looks like for the Sky next week. We don't play again until Friday, so they have a couple of days off. We're at home against Washington, and then Sunday we play the Dallas Wings again. But then after that, we get tough. The week after next week, we got Atlanta, New York, and New York. We play New York twice. That's
Wait,
gonna
didn't you
be
just say our home numbers against the Mystics? Didn't you just
yeah.
say
So
that?
that's what I said. After next week is next week's
It's hard now.
yeah,
Goddamn.
the Mystics, the Wings. So our next 5 games are the Mystics, the
God
Wings,
damn.
the Dream, and then 2 games, a home and home against the New York Liberty. It's about to get really,
Well,
really
I
interesting.
will tell you this: we haven't really had a real practice yet, and we're gonna have one over this next stretch. So I'm a little
Yeah.
bit confident going to these next 5 games, especially with us getting a real practice in. So I hope, yeah. But I'm excited to see that. That's gonna see what we really have in this team for sure. That's some real tests right there.
Yeah, that's some real tests. And then we the first matchup against the Las Vegas Aces comes up June 11th, so that's not too far away either. So hey, I can't wait to see that matchup. I
I'm
really wish
nervous
Isabel Harrison was going to be healthy, man.
for
But
real. Prayers
so
out for her,
yeah, definitely prayers up to and a speedy recovery to Isabel Harrison, who
bro.
really excited as a player. If it's that meniscus surgery, like it's been rumored, they haven't officially said anything. She's going to miss most of the season, but there's still a chance that she'll be back before the end of the season. So let's send prayers and well wishes up to her on that one.
Bro.
Before we go, we got to talk a little bit about Parks. Parks getting her first regular season game, plays 8 minutes, goes over 3 from the field. How you feeling? We talked about Dana, her first game kind of struggling there. How did you feel about Robin Parks in her first game?
Yeah, especially with her not getting no play in the first game, it's expected. Like we can expect her to come in and have the game she had every single time that she
Yeah,
had in Canada in that
for sure.
preseason. And she went off.
Yeah,
So in the time she did have, she went off. So I'm not too worried about it. I was really when I look at that, I was looking at the sock selections and the patience and her decision making. I wasn't mad with it.
yeah. Yeah, I
So
mean, the shot isn't falling. The shot isn't going to always fall. Even if she ends up being a streaky shooter, she still did some other things as far as defense. So she had a steal and a
thanks.
block in this game. Came in, I mean, she's meant to be a depth piece, right? She's not meant to be a player that's going to get 10 minutes every single night. But at least tonight she came in, didn't score too well, but she did a lot of the other things on the basketball
And that's
court.
what I say. Shout out to James Wade for noticing that she's
Yeah,
also one of those shooters you don't mind leaving out there. Because just
yeah,
some shooters, when it's not falling, either they the defensive liability or they take themselves out the game because they're not making shots. And
facts.
she didn't either of that.
Facts. And so the one thing that stuck out in this game to me, and shout out to Baki. I know everybody's been waiting because I talked about it. The officiating in this game was god awful, bro. Like it's like they gave Tarazi that technical, and after that point, it was like, oh well, we can't eject Tarazi, so we're gonna let it. Like literally, she jaw jacked at the ref almost every position after that initial one. And when you give a technical to Dane Evans for literally just clapping because
Right.
of being upset, but yet you let her pass on that crap, that's not cool to me, man.
Bro.
That's not cool to me, man.
My thing is how you give Dana a tech for calling out bullshit, which it was.
And it should have been a foul. She was
And it's
right.
she was right, but you gonna sit there and let her talk to the whole ref until the commercial break and not give her a doggone like she literally talked to the commercial break. I heard her talking as it was fading away. Like, bro, she got I don't know. I guess she Jordan in y'all eyes. I mean, she is one of the quote unquote goats of the WNBA, but
And she is.
she been getting away with this for years. For the
Yeah.
last, like, especially like the last 3 years, like she just knows she untouchable. Oh, they gave me a check. They ain't gonna kick me out though. They need to, because you was talking too much.
That's a fact, and that's a problem. I feel like and the technical of it all, but even some of those ticky tack fouls, man. Like
Oh,
Dana Evans was absolutely fouled in that towards the end. I think it was the end of the third
mhm,
quarter. She should have went to the free throw line. There are absolutely times where, as well as Morgan Birch was getting hacked, and I get it. She's a rookie. On
bro.
top of that, she was a training camp invite. I get it. She doesn't have respect of the rest, but you got to call the game even, man. And some of
Even
go
the
ahead.
foul we had to challenge shouldn't even been a whistle called. I'm
Yeah,
like, you literally just see Cunningham run straight in. That shouldn't be a call. If
yeah,
anything, she fouled her. So
yeah.
like, they was trying to be, there was a script, written. It got burnt, but it was a script written. They wanted the BG farewell, I mean, not the farewell, but the everybody have a good time at the end of the game. They wanted that to happen, but it didn't happen. We wasn't letting it happen. So
Yeah.
just call the game how it's supposed to be. Start with the ticky tack fouls, because 9 times out of 10, you let any other people let them play any other time. So don't start with us.
And fake Charlotte Flair, y'all got to stop giving her so
I
much. Like
forgot
I
I
like
said that.
for real. I like Sophia Cunningham. She's one of those players, and I will admit this: if she's on your team, you probably
You
enjoy that she
love
gets
her,
away with some of the
bro.
time, and she gets some of the stuff she gets away with. But guess what? She ain't on my team, so I ain't got to
Bro.
say all that. Like she irritates. She always does something that's I don't necessarily want to call it dirty, but it's questionable, and then she
It's
plays the victim.
antics. It's
Yeah,
antics.
like, come on, man. Come on. One of the reasons we love the WNBA is because the execution there is on the next level. And I love the passion. Don't get me wrong. Cunningham, I've seen Cunningham not back down to players that absolutely have more size than her. And in that aspect, as an athlete, I love it. But you got it like that. She ran right into Clea Copper. Right
And,
into her, bro.
and they've been beefing since what 2 years ago. So I
Yeah.
knew it was on purpose. So I was like, y'all need to call something because that was definitely intentional. Like they definitely been beefing.
Yeah.
Man, probably longer than that. They've
And
been in a
people
lot of
forget
playoff games.
the time she damn horse collared Julie Allen. Like she
Right.
ain't on the team no more, but come on. Like she always does this stuff. She always does this stuff.
Always, she's notorious. Hey, hey, y'all got a good league going. Don't start bringing in your antics people. We don't need them. We just don't. Eh, we just don't. I don't need Draymond in this mug unless you just do a Draymond thing. Like if you got a Draymond great skill set, by all means go ahead. But I don't need the flops. I don't need the in your face. I don't need the kicks, the grab legs, the grab
Yeah.
ankles. I don't need all that.
Yeah, we got to get that together. But I'm glad that they made the right call, and thank God for the challenge. And James Wade 2 for 2 on challenges so far in the season, 100%. And I'm glad that the WBA made that change. It was needed. And you need to get those calls right. I do think though that Elizabeth Williams thing. I think that like in the last 2 minutes, they really need to look at just having an automatic review of some things rather than make coaches use challenges. But it is what it is.
Facts.
But
Yeah, because some things just didn't need some challenges didn't need it, and I get it, and it is because it's new. They're using it a lot, so it's just getting a little annoying.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But before we go, let's go ahead and get into these comments. Let's see how everybody's feeling about this game. Eric says, "Hello, all. Dana Evans played well. I was happy for her. I'm glad that she played this good
Bro,
as well.
with the clutch floater at the end,
Man, a beautiful floater at that as well. And
textbook.
that first step of Dana Evans, that's what we saw over in Europe. And that's why I do hope that James Wade allows her, because Elizabeth Williams and Dana Evans pick and roll could be monstrous. So I hope we get to see that a little
Hey,
bit more.
Kobe White, you see how she hit the backboard for the floater? I need you to do that. Hit the backboard.
Kobe be trying to get it nothing but net on floaters.
I swear, like, bro, all of us, we just don't use the backboard. Like, use the backboard. That's what the box there for.
Facts. DJ Malik Shabazz says, "Can't wait for opening night. You and me both. It's gonna be lit in here. Me and Steve will be on the post game live after that. That's Friday, so yeah, we'll be tuned in for that one. What? Steve, I forgot. You might have to do that one alone. I'm supposed to go to that game.
I about to say, ain't you going to that game?
Going to that game. So Steve will maybe holding down the post game show,
and he will not be accepting no drinks, and he ain't going out with none of you. Nah, I play.
Eric also says Courtney Williams mid range game is amazing.
Debo.
Yeah.
Debo.
The mistress of the mid range. She's a monster when it comes to that mid range.
Debo. For real.
DJ Malik also says, "Hello, everyone. I'm the official DJ for the Sky. I look forward to seeing all of the fans. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to link up with you. I'll be there. I'll be there. I have to link up with you, bro. Definitely. This one's Big Kev. Shout out to Chicago White Sox and Cubs Central, part of the Chi-Town Sports Central family. Says gang. What's going on there, fam?" Eric also says, "Many blessings to BG." I will say this. I know she's not a Chicago Sky player, but I love that BG is coming in and having the impact she is this season, man, and getting the love that she deserves, because what she's been through and what she's meant to the WNBA, to come back and really not miss a step after being a year out, she's been killing it.
Bro, but you slick for. Hey, you didn't tell us you had a Tracy. You did not tell us you had a Trey.
You silly.
Bro,
hey, listen, I tell you what, if she
was straight confident, bro,
would not no hesitation. If she can start stretching, not even like every game, but if she can start hitting the wide open three, that completely changes that team. And I know they probably won't have Diggins at all this season, but I tell you what, that opens up a lot of things for that offense. They can be a
man. I thought that was Brooke Lopez out there for a second.
What we got Jordan in the building. Says Evans saved us. That last shot was excellent. And when we talk about the balance of scoring, especially when Ka's on the bench, you have to look at Marina Mabry when she's in there is going to be probably the next primary scorer. But Dana Evans, Courtney Williams are going to be hugely important in times when Kyle's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, that's just that's just what it is, bro.
Anise, is that how you pronounce that? Nobody gave the Sky a chance this season after all the roster changes, but this team is legit. Chicago's going to surprise a lot of people this year.
Damn
Completely
right.
agree with you on that one. Yeah, they can overlook the Sky if they want to. I guarantee you, and I said this on today's pre-recorded episode, you're going to feel it when you play the Chicago Sky. And you can tell that this is about to be a physical team that executes. They fight through screens. They do all those things. And because of that, hey, we'll see what the win-loss record ends up being, but I guarantee you, teams are going to feel it when they play
You
this Sky.
definitely going to need some ice, and you're going to be a little tired after you play us for sure.
That's for sure. The general BL Jet in the building says, I'm shocked the Sky were able to dominate on the glass, even with Griner on the court and Elizabeth Williams being in foul trouble. And he says Liz Williams is in you said that in major foul trouble. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Do you think, Steve, do you think the rebounding, have we benefited from just, the team rebounding, the fighting for rebounds? Do you think this is sustainable for this guy? Or do you think that eventually we're going to start running, especially when we play the Aces, Dream, teams like that we're going to start having some trouble rebounding?
I said for the most part, it's going to be the same until you just play them bigger teams. But besides that, I think James Wade is just preaching gang rebounds for sure.
Yeah. And getting out in transition, because that's
that's the number one thing.
Yeah. Eric also says, I want to see more of Christine. How do you pronounce that? Enigwe?
Enigwe.
Christine Enigwe.
Bro, she had a solid, like, for what I seen on the defensive end, like, she's solid. Like, she's not like you look at her frame, you think she's movable, but like she was going against a big fours and fives and wasn't moving, and she was getting blocked and she's active. So I do want to see more of her.
Well, the thing with Christine too is that she's deceptively has size. She's 6'4", 200 pounds. I would not have guessed that at all.
I wouldn't have guessed 200. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed 200 pounds. But that's what I mean. Like I was watching her the first game, and I forget who, because she was clearly like outsized her. Who we played last game? It was
the Lynx.
The Lynx. Who's they center? But it was no matter. She had to be about 6'5". It was Dorka. Dorka was on her second, and she just wasn't moving. I was like, oh, she's solid. And then she can move her feet. So yeah, I agree with you, Eric. I definitely want to see more of her.
Let's see. We got another one from BL Jet. Says, I missed the news earlier. Was Mabry out because of load management, or does she have an injury? Well, they listed it as ankle soreness, so it's probably still load management.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the ankle. And keep in mind, because of the extended time off, they probably look, hey, we can give her this game off on Sunday. We don't play again till Friday. That basically gives her a week of rest to get ready for that game we play on Friday. And that stretch we go into, because it gets real rough real quick for the Chicago Sky after that.
Real quick. Matter of fact, is it real right now?
Yeah, that's a fact. Another one from Eric says, Elizabeth Williams reminds me of Natalie Williams, who played in early years of the WNBA. She's really good at using her body to block out. I love that comp. And the WNBA back then was even more physical, if you can't believe it, than what it is now, for that that don't know. The WNBA started, like, literally when the WNBA first started, you could tell those women were excited, and they were fighting for spots, because that was some of the most physical basketball that you would ever see if you go back and look at when the WNBA first started.
You didn't know, like, women could get that physical as their frame and how they played. Like, they was, like, built. Not only they was built, they was tall, and then they was physical. It's like it was bro. It was a different game back then. Like, it's not completely different, but it was a different game.
Facts. We got V-Dog Vern in the building. Says, with the mass exodus of talent we had last season, left major props to James Wade for how he retooled on the fly. Yeah.
That's how you retool. Keyword. That's how you retool. I hope somebody else in Chicago is watching.
Crystal says, love that you cover the Sky. Love the content. Thank you, Crystal, for joining. Oh, by the way, we're streaming this game live, since it was nationally televised, on Chicago Bull Central and Chicago Sky Central. But going forward, it will mainly just be on Chicago Sky Central. So if you're watching on the Bull Central side, go and subscribe to Chicago Sky Central. I want to throw that, give a little plug there. You know how it go. Let's see. Crystal also says, hopefully Dana gets more playing time this year. Well, she's a big part of the rotation. I definitely think she's gonna be a consistent part of that rotation, because they need her. She's gonna be the lead guard off the bench for real.
Yeah. It, like I said, like she making a hard case for who gonna be the like she could still be the one that she got outbeat Mayberry. Like even though they made a lot of moves, like what James Wade wants out of that point guard position, if it's Dana, he will put her there.
That's a fact. Courtney Williams is the best rebounding guard in the game. She averaged 7 rebounds a game
Bro.
last year. Whoa.
No,
I didn't even know that.
I believe you because she got a big rebound at the end. And I was like, oh my god! Like she got up, it was over like two bigger players. She got it, slapped it, got down, passed it out. I said, oh my goodness,
Yeah,
I ain't know she could do that.
I mean, it looks like she averages 5.5 rebounds a game for her career. That's crazy for
Bro,
a
ain't
guard.
she no more than 6 foot? Not even maybe.
I don't even think she's 6 foot. Courtney Williams is listed as 5'8", 133
That
pounds.
don't make no damn sense. You know, that all credit. That shows you it's heart.
Yeah,
It's heart.
yeah, definitely. But hey, that's it. You got anything left, Steve, before we get up out of here?
Hey man, BG, I need you to calm down. You ain't have to do it like that. And like I said, I don't know who you been working out with. You didn't tell us you had a fajita like that. You calm that down. But yeah, y'all just make sure y'all tune in.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all tune in. Y'all like, share, subscribe, everything and what I've been asking on all the Central shows. If you're on the YouTube side, go and just pull us up on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Just subscribe there as well. Leave a review if you like the content, since you can't leave reviews on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast side afterwards, go and subscribe on YouTube as well. Just hit that subscribe button. It helps us grow. We're
2
going to be
seconds.
the number 2 seconds. That's it. We're gonna be the number one spot for all Chicago Sky content. There's not another Sky show that's doing it like we doing, and that's not a slight at anybody else. It's just, listen, a lot of other Sky shows, you lucky if you get an episode a week. We come in 3-4 times a week here. So make sure you guys stay tuned in for that.
Let alone the post game.
Yeah, and the live post games as well. Y'all go follow Steve-O at Steve-O Speaks on everything. You can follow me at CEO Haize, at CEO Haize. You can follow the show at Chicago Sky Pod on everything. 773-270-2799 is the voicemail if you want to leave any voicemails or text to let us know your thoughts on the team. But that's it for us for today. We'll see you guys next time we go to Skytown. Peace.